Hello and good morning, good day, afternoon, wherever it is again that you reside and your day begins and ends. I hope it's a wonderful one for all of you. What an incredible time to be in crypto and an incredible time to be in particular in XRP. I'm going to just want to tell a couple of fantastic XRP stories that I've heard here recently. Sorry, it's been a minute since I've done a video or three. I'm so happy and so thankful and feel so blessed to be a big part of this community and what you all mean to each other and myself and my son and my wife and our family has been a ride and a joy to be on, an experience of a lifetime, really. Call it divine energy or love of God and grace and all that is good. This channel's really been about only just a handful of coins, and all of those coins are exploding right now, as you all know. So therefore, I get to don't have to, I get to speak with all of you daily. It's not a burden, it's a blessing for me that I get to meet you all or listen to your stories over the phone. Those of you who have had those phone calls with me, you understand that I want to know more about you and what your life and what crypto means to your life and your future and the great blessings that all of us have already come to many of us in many different ways. I have a story of a man that was literally when I answered the phone, I said, are you okay? Is everything good? I don't want to use his name. He was crying. He was crying tears of joy, human compassion of the blessings that have been blessed upon him. We're just talking about monetary blessings at that moment, but the burden of the life in which many of us live on this crazy wheel of life that we all put these burdens upon us, this financial burden, and when it's lifted, and this man paid for his daughter's house, his son's house, and bought the family farm that had been out of the family's name in many years, and still had half of his crypto portfolio. Is when people share those stories with you, it's life-changing. I know it's just money. I know it's not love, and I know it's not spirituality, and I know it's not your connection between you and God, and I get all that. But it's breathtaking to hear. You and I are such a unique place in our lives of this whole thing. It's very there's the rooster joining in on the show, right? For me, I always knew this. I always knew that crypto was a way for the poor to become middle class and the middle class to become wealthy. I always knew that. I got the concept, and I knew if we ever got to the adoption phase, I knew that if we ever got governments and agencies and institutions to really see what you and I always saw in different coins and different projects, that it would explode in the manner in which it is right now. And I think it's only just beginning. They can't stop this train. This train is headed for a place of just amazement to most people. The FOMO hasn't even begun yet. Whatever coin you have right now, just expect 10x. I mean, not financial advice. Just expect 10x. It's happening now. Obviously, I'm doing this video, and XRP I think is right at $3. That's 6 times your money from just a few months ago. I know I said this for many years. If you don't think that tripling your money or 5x or 6xing your money is enough reward for you, then you needed a larger portfolio, because 6x trades in people's lifetimes are magical. They're like, they don't happen. This just doesn't happen in people's lives. I know many of us couldn't afford enough coins, myself included, to absolutely have these mind changing, lifestyle blowing events happen in our life if it only went up 6 times. I get that. Um, People understand where you're at, understand what you own, understand how it's all come to us. Grace of God or whatever energy, love, light, or power that you believe in. This channel's really been about two coins, maybe a third or fourth, you know, others, many others, hash bar, stronghold and XDC. Those are kind of on the outlier, but the basics principles of my channel has just been Bitcoin, XRP, and Cardano, and some XLM, obviously. But like those three or four coins have been blessed in the last month or two, and really the cream has risen to the top. And I had a great conversation with a gentleman who called me and said, how did you know, Al? How did you know XRP was the coin? And I reflected back on a story, a great breakfast that I had with Sage and Mr. Jimmy Valley in LA after the movie premiere. We had about a 3-hour breakfast together, and it was amazing to me. The real event wasn't one document. It wasn't one study. It wasn't one YouTube channel. It wasn't one presentation of any the XRP show that I went to. It was the simple logic of the fundamentals. I'm just going to broadly say the fundamentals of XRP are at a level that is higher than any other coin, even Bitcoin in a sense. The fundamental financial, institutional, logical way of assessing an asset or an investment is off the charts on one coin. It just sticks out of the thousands, tens, or hundreds of thousands of coins. There was one coin that fundamentally all you had to do was just open a book and look at it. And yet there were hundreds of YouTube channels telling you that they would skip right over it. They wouldn't look at the fundamentals of the coin and the 900 employees and the 80 different nation states. These are simple, logical conclusions that anybody could come to. And I'll never forget Jimmy Valley looking me in the eye and saying, Allan, I really, really started following your channel when I saw you do a video out on the rock with your dogs. And you looked into the camera and you said, if you're not buying XRP, or if you don't own XRP, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're looking at. What are you looking at? Are you looking at smoke, mirrors, bells, whistles? What have you been studying? That came to mind when the man asked me, how did I know XRP was the coin? How did you know, Allan? I'm not psychic. Well, we're all psychic to some degree, aren't we? It was a billboard with flashing lights, and everybody just skipped over it. Oh, what's in a court case? Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Oh, it's a banker's coin. Oh, it's this. Yeah, it's a banker's coin. You might want, since you're in transactional monetary exchange from place to place, maybe you might want to get involved with a banker's coin. Isn't that kind of what banking does? Aren't you talking about fundamentally the use case of banking is movement of coin? Isn't that exactly what crypto is? How did all these change? The man I'm talking about has, 200,000 subscribers. Hey, I love you, brother. I'm not going to even throw you under the bus. He and I will be hanging out in Vegas. Um, I'm going to the Bitcoin convention for the 3 days, and then 2 days I'm going to finish off the week with a celebration of life of the beauty of XRP show. So those 5 days I'll be in Vegas for all that. I'll be hanging out with him, and he has a massive show, and he and I kind of become good friends in the background because we appreciate each other's financial aptitude, if you will, or skills, or we have different strengths in different areas. And I'm like, what? How did you miss it? How could you possibly have missed this trade? Why aren't you in now? Oh yeah, I got in the other day. I've been in a week now. I caught this last move. Good for you. Good. What were you thinking all along, right? I want to talk about how the poor are going to become the middle class. And I talk about this on this channel a lot, but it's such an important point. When we look at how, in the history of all mankind, the poor, or the lower class, financially only, not spiritually or in love or in passion, have never had the financial opportunity that's before them today. Even today, it's gone up 6 times. It's not too late. How is it that for the first time in man's history, you and I, the small people, are out ahead of the institutional money and the banking and the governments and the countries that are coming today? They're knocking on the door. And they're not telling the little man to get in yet now, are they? Because they're piling in. They're getting in the background. They're getting in before the little guy gets. When the FOMO hits, they know that there's going to be a big FOMO surge. It's going to pump. It's going to go triple 10x. It's going to go 10x probably minimally. And when the public gets to that point, the institutional money will then slowly use them as exit liquidity, and don't just be exit liquidity. Take some profits off the top on the way up. Please do this. It's going to enrich your life, and you're going to have other opportunities, because that decline, when those institutional, it's already happened. It happened last week. We had a decline of 10-15% in the market, and the longs got liquidated, and now the shorts are getting liquidated. This is what the system does with these trades. Don't be that exit liquidity in that sense. But don't trade on a daily basis. You have the genie, you have the magic bottle, you have the coins that's going to change your generational wealth, as we all know. Was talking with a fine lady, Helen, who, love you girl, she and I had just finished a conversation, about an hour-long conversation of what an incredible opportunity she and all of us have had in our lifetimes. And this one just tops the cake. There's been no comparison to it. There was no time in man's history that man was able to invest into the manufacturing of the cars, or manufacturing of radio, or television, or the phone, or the cell phone, or the internet, or social media. Nobody's ever, the network effect has never been able to reward the little guy, human being, more than this opportunity that is currently upon your plate. It is now being obvious to all people. And I say this just, I don't know, a few days before the inauguration of a new president, who is definitely going to do what he possibly can to promote this. Why? Because it's going to make people that listen to him, not him. You know how these presidents are. They take credit for the stock market going up and the jobs creation and all the rest of this. But he's about to be in charge when millions, hundreds of millions of people are going to earn millions of dollars. Just wrap your head around that. Hundreds of millions of people are going to become millionaires. He's going to take all the credit for it, obviously, Okay, giving no credit to you and I, who actually suffered through all these downturns in the market and actually forwent all of our Starbucks coffee in the morning or whatever it might have been, didn't take the vacation, really buckled down, had some hardship, had some problems, got an inheritance, put every penny into crypto that you could possibly, and all your friends laughing at you. And yet, here you stand. He'll take all the credit for it. The bottom line is you and I are the winners here. I know I'm not telling you anything new. This is just an incredible time to be alive. I feel so blessed to have this channel. I feel so blessed to be in touch with all of you. I spent a great deal of time now speaking with all of you on the phone. If you would like to reach out to me, that'd be fantastic. I want to hear your success story too. I want to hear that if it doubles again from here, that it's absolutely going to change your life in a manner or a way that's just you would have never dreamed or hoped before. Who doesn't want to hear those kind of stories in life, right? Who doesn't want that? You and I, we did this together. You've done this. So, to that individual who is primarily a Bitcoin channel, Ethereum, you know the guys. They're Bitcoin, they're Ethereum. Well, that XRP thing, I don't know, this or that. They're slowly switching. Let's look at XRP. That thing is going to pass Ethereum before long. I'm telling you, before long. Ethereum is in a lot of trouble, but that's my opinion. Ethereum's going to do fine, don't get me wrong, but I prefer Cardano over Ethereum, and that's no strange fact, excuse me, on this channel at all. I just want to say, reach out to me. You can find me at Allan Staple. I'm all over the internet. I'm sure you can look me up. I am not some alias or some other thing. You can find me, look me up, and let's have a chat. You're about to be a very wealthy person, and in the next 6 months to a year, I'd imagine that what's coming to you, you well deserve, number one. Number two, you are going to need to know some ways to manage it. I'm not your financial guru or your manager. I'm just simply somebody that has a couple of ideas that might help you out. I do a live show on Thursday nights. I think a lot of you who watch this already know that. That live show, I believe tomorrow night, is going to be with April, who helps people with trust, as I do. We do IBC shows, which is infinite banking concept. That really helps a lot of people. You can take some profits out. You can put some monies into life insurance and other policies and things that are going to be very secure, compounding interest monthly. And I'm also doing some stuff coming up with some AMMs and some DeFi that's going to become legal here very soon, we hope, with some kind of clarity so that you and I can actually make ridiculous returns on our money annually with crypto. That's coming. That's very right around the corner. I will be on Mr. Man's show, I believe, first week of February. He will be a semi-regular guest talking about DeFi and some other stuff on this channel with me, as I believe he knows quite a bit more about it than I do, but I absolutely know a lot about it, trading and investing and how to do that on a structured basis, that I think we can pull that off, all of us together, when it becomes mainstream, acceptable, so that they're not going to come after us with the old regime of the SEC and all the rest of that good fun stuff. As my dog is chasing the cat underneath the table here, the camera is about to crash as usual. It's a gorgeous day here. That's why I came out and did this, not in the office or in the trailer. We're having a fantastic week. So with that, I want to wish you all great success at our $3 XRP, and I love where we're headed. Just the beginning, guys. We're about to have a lot of fun. With that, I am out, and I love you all very much. Be well. So yeah, it comes to my knowledge that, Bob's, He's wearing a push-up and high heels, right? And he's your uncle, right? Is Bob still your uncle? Do you have two aunts now? I mean, I'm really, really confused by this whole thing. I was trying to sort it out. So, is Bob still your uncle? Is that the same? Are we going with that, or what? How do I address that? Like this is very confusing for an old man. What do we? Why are we? I know Bob's happier. It's confusing me though, and I'm just trying to do the right thing here, and I hope he's happy. Okay. But I love y'all, and you too, Bob. Be well.